Hello and welcome back to another episode of this week's watches, and again what an incredible drop we have for you this week. We have vintage new old stock, we have awesome quartz, we have automatic, and everything you could imagine from a couple of £100 all the way up to multiple thousand. So it's going to be an interesting episode. Now I just want to quickly say again, hay fever is really affecting me this year, so I do apologise if I look a bit red and sound a bit bunged up. I promise it's just hay fever. I battle with it every year, so fingers crossed I'll get over it soon. And I want to say, as always, as every single episode, you guys and girls are probably fed up of hearing it every single week, but thank you so much. Another smashing week. Honestly, our target of 500,000 in sales this year is looking more than doable. If anything, we might actually surpass it by quite a bit if things continue the way they are. So that is down to you guys and girls, so thank you very much. And as always, if you do have a watch you want to sell, go to kibblewatches.co.uk, the sell section at the top of the screen, click on that and fill out the form. Super simple. If you have multiple watches, you can see my WhatsApp number on the website. I believe it's also down in the description. Just send me a WhatsApp of the photos of the watches you want to sell, with some photos and information, just to make it a lot easier. Whether we buy your watch outright or we consign it, we will help you sell your watch nice and easy. And as always, if you want to skip the rambling and go to a specific watch, let's say you're here just to see this Rolex, in the description there is a timestamp to skip to any watch you want to see on the table. There's also a link to the website. I'm having a few people ask in the comments and also messaging me what are the prices, especially on Instagram. Go to the website, it's there. Now if it's not on the website, if you can't find it, chances are it's either sold or it's just not listed yet. With the watches you see on the table when we're discussing, these will be live Saturday 9:30 AM as of the time of recording this video. On Instagram, make sure you're following there at Kibble Watches. We showcase watches early, so those ones you will have to ask us for a price. We can send you all the information and any photos we currently have, but every Saturday new watches come to the website, so that is the easiest way to see. But if you want to get ahead of the curve, make sure you're following on Instagram. Now that we've got all that out of the way, and before we dive into the watches, let's have a look what's on wrist. Now it has been pretty sunny here in the UK. It's been actually quite nice and warm as well, so I have gone full summery. And I bought myself yesterday a swatch. Me and my partner, we went into the swatch shop because she was adamant she didn't like Swatch and I was going to convince her. And we both walked out with a Swatch watch. They're a lot of fun. This is a white dial, interestingly, with purple on the inside on the indices, purple on the underside of the strap. I think it's really cool. I mean, they were very surprised when they sold this to a guy. I think they definitely thought this was a female's watch, but I don't really care. I think it's summery, I think it's cool, and I'm definitely going to enjoy this when the sun's out. Now let's crack on with the watches, and I guess we've got to start with the crown. That is the Rolex. So here we are to begin, a really gorgeous Rolex Oyster Perpetual Air King. This is a 34mm blue dial reference 114200, so it's part of the Oyster Perpetual line, as you can see by the dial. Let's get that in focus. And you can see Air King written right there as well. So this is a really gorgeous, obviously now discontinued watch in the 34mm case that I think is beautiful. You've got the 369, the Explorer dial as they call it. This is really a sort of mishmash of many different models. You've got obviously the Oyster Perpetual, you've got the Air King, and you kind of have an Explorer as well. All in that really nice compact 34mm case. I think it's a really stunning watch. It does come on its original Rolex Oyster bracelet, with the newer clasp without the security lock, so you can see it's their Oyster Perpetual clasp that just folds up really clean, really simple, and really nice. Solid end links, everything you'd expect. Screw down crown, and the caliber inside here is the automatic Rolex caliber 3130. A very good movement, and the watch is actually from June 2009. It does come with its box and paperwork. Unfortunately, the bracelet size is only a 6 3/4, so the size of my wrist right here, with obviously the ability to go smaller and ever so slightly bigger on the clasp. We can source more links if required, but it will likely come at a cost, and we'll have to do our best to try and find some for you. But a really stunning watch, and a hell of a bargain when you consider prices of especially where the new Oyster Perpetuals are at. Granted, the dials are completely different and they're very hot and desirable right now, but this one's a real surpriser in my opinion, especially at the 34mm, and we just showed it on wrist, but let's go and show it again. So here it is on my 6 3/4 wrist. It is 34mm by 42mm lug to lug, 11.5mm thick and 19mm lugs, really compact, really nice proportions. And you know what? It's kind of like the perfect everyday watch. You know, you've got yourself a good, reliable Rolex, a very reliable movement, a very robust case, a really robust bracelet. You have to excuse the police. We are in Clerkenwell after all. But a just overall great design and a hell of a lot of value for your money. From there, let's move on right to its side with this awesome quartz Grand Seiko. So the Grand Seiko, now complete honesty, we had this watch around a month ago. We sold it to a gentleman who has decided to trade it back in. It is something we offer the ability to do. Of course, he absolutely loved the watch, but he just didn't wear it enough for him personally. But I think it's absolutely stunning. I was more than happy to buy it back and be able to offer it again. And here it is. So for those of you who know your Grand Seikos, you're going to know straight away this is the Grand Seiko Sports, the quartz model SBGV 243. So black dial, yellow highlights on this black canvas strap, again with yellow highlights. Really cool, really sporty, and a beautiful design. Grand Seiko, you've got to get them in hand and you've got to look at them under a loupe to really appreciate their finishing, especially on the case, but also that dial, those hands, those indices. Even though this is a quartz model and a fraction of the cost of obviously some of the higher end Grand Seikos, it still has that same level of quality that you'd come to expect with Grand Seiko, and they definitely don't cut corners. I mean, absolute stunning. Signed screw down crown, correct original canvas strap. You can see you've even got a metal keeper with their logo. Really, really nice design. It's even got a sticker or two still. And there you go with the Grand Seiko. Nice solid quartz case back as well, with all the references and serials and everything like that you'd come to expect. But a stunning watch, especially when you see the price. Now, this watch, as I said, is the SBGV 243, and inside is the Grand Seiko quartz 9F82 caliber. Now this is from August 2020. It does come with its full box and paperwork, so that means the manufacturer warranty will get passed on to the new owner, which is very good. We obviously back it ourselves anyway, but you've got the reassurance of that manufacturer warranty. Now let's talk dimensions and show it here on my wrist. I have a 6 3/4 inch wrist, and this case is stunning. I absolutely love it, and I actually think I like it on this wrist as well. But it is 40mm by 46.5mm lug to lug, really compact on the wrist considering the size, 12mm thick and 20mm lugs. They didn't go all awkward on us with those lugs, which is very, very nice and very good to see. You've got the push pins as well, making it super easy to change straps without scratching the hell out of the case. Some of you out there, when we buy watches off you guys, clearly you're not knowing how to use those tools properly. This kind of removes that for the most part, so you'll be more than fine. But a stunning watch, a very good price for what you get, so go see it on the website. Sticking to quartz and sticking to awesome, let's go over to the Cartier Chronoflex. Now to a surprising watch, and a watch that you either really like or you really don't, and this is definitely pulls people right down the middle for the most part. I actually really like the design. I think it's very nice. Does a chronograph work in the tank case? Well, here it is. Here's your example. I think it does. This is a Cartier Tank Francais Chronoflex 2303 on its original Cartier bracelet. It does come as watch only, so there is no original box and papers. It has been fully serviced, and you can see it's been refinished beautifully as well. Really well done. You've got the original cabochon crown, nice chrono pushers, and let's start that chronograph, and you can see it is basically a mecha quartz movement. It is a Cartier quartz Chronoflex movement based on a ETA. Very good. Slightly weird a way of adjusting the time. You have to pull out the crown and flick it forward and back, and basically it progresses an hour or goes backwards an hour, and then you can do little increments to get the exact time you want. I would recommend just keeping it the same, and then when the times go forward or back, then changing it. These movements can be a little bit of a pain, but that is why it's always best to buy one with warranty and also serviced, and buy it from a trusted place. But this one may already be spoken for, so my apologies if you are considering this. It's circa 2003, really, really nice design. Obviously the Cartier Tank Francais. I love Cartier, you guys and girls know that. I mean, I've got 2 in the personal collection and always looking to add more. But here it is on my wrist, wears really well. And you know what? I actually think the chrono works really well with a bracelet. You can obviously swap it onto a strap. The end link on this is a bit of a pain. You've got to unscrew it and take it apart. Once you've done it, you will figure it out. It's pretty simple after that. But anyway, 28mm by 36mm lug to lug, 6.5mm thin, I'm going to say, because that is super thin, and 20mm lugs. Really, really nice proportioned, very, very good, especially for the value. I mean, these are watch only in this condition. We're asking under £2,000, 1,950. I'll say the price because I think it's already gone, but a incredibly fair price for what you get, especially when you consider you're getting yourself a Cartier tank chronograph. I mean, that is crazy, but a stunning watch. Before we look at the new old stock, let's have a look at this King Turtle. Who doesn't like a Seiko Turtle? I think it's probably one of the nicest Seikos in their offerings, personally. I mean, I've had pretty much most of them, but this is my first time experiencing the King Turtle. So the new upgrades are the upgraded movement, ceramic bezel, and sapphire crystal with the Cyclops, and sort of upgraded dials as well. You can see this one is a waffle green. I think it looks more like a grenade. It looks kind of cool, especially in the green. So this is the Turtle Grenade, as I'm going to call it. But a really, really nice looking watch, especially on its original green strap, which works really well. And considering I'm not much of a green person, I actually really, really do like this. The highlights of yellow work really well, sort of a mustardy yellow. And obviously the turtle case is a beautifully proportioned watch, especially on the wrist. I mean, even with my smaller wrist, this works so well, and it's one thing that's always drawn me to the turtles. The reference of this one is the SRP E05K1, and this one is from April 2020, full box and paperwork, and the price we're asking of this is a pretty hefty discount on retail, of course, for a pre-owned model. Hardly worn. I mean, you will see some scratches and hairline marks where the owner before has worn it, but you know, you're saving yourself a big deal and you're getting it for probably around the sort of price you're going to be paying for just a normal turtle, which is kind of crazy. Original strap, as you can see. It's just a stunning watch. Let's show it here on wrist for you guys and girls, and let's talk dimensions, because it always surprises people, and this is why I think you've got to try one on, or at least see it on wrist. This is 45mm by 47mm lug to lug, so that 45 sounds incredibly intimidating, but when you hear 47mm lug to lug, it is shorter than most watches. You know, to put that in perspective, it is basically as short as the Grand Seiko we put on, which was a 40mm watch. That puts it into perspective. 14mm thick, which wears super low because of the curvature of the case, and a lot of that is obviously that thick bezel, as you can see. And 22mm lugs. It does come on its OEM green rubber strap. There are aftermarket options of bracelets and things like that, which again would look really cool on this. But a stunning watch for not a lot of money, especially if you want yourself a beta dive watch that you haven't got to worry about one bit. Okay, now for the new old stock pieces, and I want to say, as of the time of recording this video, these pieces are truly new old stock. Any sort of wear and tear will be from just storage over the years. These have likely sat in a drawer, and they will be serviced prior to sending out. So these watches, we've got the photography done, we've got everything done. They're now going to the watchmaker, so they're going to be serviced because they are dry as anything. They need a full service before they can be worn, ideally. So what you see is what you're going to get aesthetically. Internally, it's going to be working perfect, so there may be a week or two delay before you get it from purchase, so I do apologize if that is the case. If you're buying it first thing Saturday, do be patient. We will get the watch out to you, but we want to make sure we can back it with our 12-month warranty that every watch on the table always comes with. So let's start with this really cool green Lanko. So if you like unapologetic 70s design and green, this is the watch for you. A really, really cool new old stock Lanko day date with the green dial, as I said. The reference is 36593, circa 1970s, and inside this watch is an automatic AS caliber 2066, a very good and reliable movement. As I said, right now it is incredibly dry in there, so we are going to have it fully serviced and up to spec with our warranty before you get it, so not to worry. You see really interesting day date design down there, straight down with the day and the date, in reverse with white and black, which works really, really well. Original handset, tritium on the dial, and that green is like a fume green, really, really cool. Really nice brushed and polished case. You can see it's got that nice chamfer, and its original bracelet as well, which looks really, really cool. Almost like a sort of Omega Constellation design. I think that is what they're trying to emulate here. And to be honest, they've done it very, very well. And the fact that this is 70s, you know, it's not just a rip-off as it would be. And for the price, I mean, you're getting a hell of a watch for the price, that's for sure. Now let's show it on wrist, because again, dimensions don't speak to how this watch wears. 36mm by 41mm lug to lug. It's important to remember this is a tonneau shape, so it wears a lot bigger than that dimension would let you believe. 12mm thick and 26mm lugs. Obviously these are integrated lugs, you can't change them. Bracelet wise, we may be able to get you another link, but it's going to be quite tough. Right now you can see it fits my 6 3/4 inch wrist with one more adjustment there and many below. As I said, we will do our best to see if we can get you another link. Worst case scenario, we could probably do a clasp extender, which is basically a sheet of metal that sticks out and it just gives you the ability to adjust the size. Do keep that in mind when buying this watch. And then on to what's probably my favorite on the table, and for those who know my style, you'll understand why. This really cool blue record. If I didn't already have so many watches, I probably would be keeping this, because my god, this is freaking cool and you're not going to see anything quite like it. A really awesome new old stock 1970s record automatic blue dial. We have paired it on a new blue suede strap, because it didn't come with a strap, but it did come with its original swing tag. And how we know it's original, those numbers match to the case back, so that is nice, the fact it comes with that. I think the blue works really well. Obviously you can put it on whatever you want, it does make it a very blue watch, but at the end of the day I think that's kind of the design. This huge 1970s case, which again the dimensions will not make you think it's huge, but believe me, it wears big. Really cool stick batten hands and batten indices, again with the original tritium in there. Really cool white second-hand date over there at 3 o'clock, and inside this is the automatic record caliber 1955-2, which is basically a Longines caliber 505, because there is a connection between Longines and record for those of you boffins out there who know all this. But a really stunning dial, vertically grained. I don't think this one's going to last long. I think the price we're asking, if anything, is a bit too low. Now some of you might see it and go, what on earth, that's too much, but you're not going to find another one. It's that whole thing of find a better version. You just can't. Really cool case. I mean, just look at it. Original crown. Still remnants of the blue sticker on the case back. It just doesn't get better than this. Absolutely stunning. Let's show it on wrist and talk dimensions. So here we go. There it is. It fills up my wrist nicely, still with some space, which is always good. It's not too big. 40mm by 46mm lug to lug, 11mm thick and 20mm lugs. So really big lug width there, which helps with the size of the case and just makes it wear really well. Yeah, I've got to really do my best not to try and keep this one, because at the end of the day, I cannot keep them all as much as I try, but it is stunning, that's for sure. And last but definitely not least, probably one of the cleanest aesthetics on the table, the Syma. Now for a super classic, super simple watch, which is kind of perfect. I mean, the perfect dress watch, tuxedo watch, it could be close. This is a Syma by Chronoflex, new old stock from the 1960s. Syma by Synchron, sorry, not Chronoflex, and the reference is 38.002.53, and inside this is a manually wound PESA 7001, also known as an ETA 7001, which you see a lot of brands use today. A very good, very reliable manually wound movement. Again, this one is incredibly dry, so we'll be having it serviced prior to you getting it. You can see it's got a date over there as well. Original sticker still on the case back. You can see the serial and reference down there. We paired it on a new black strap, which just works really well with the design. Super clean, super simple, and you'll have to forgive my phone in the background. Again, the price of this, very fair for what you're getting, especially considering condition, which is always a key factor, and the fact it comes serviced, so that's again a key factor. Talk dimensions, 33mm by 38.5mm, so it is a small watch that wears compact on the wrist but very comfortable. Only 7mm thick, and that's thanks to that really good manually wound movement, and 18mm lugs, which brings up the way it wears and the size on the wrist up ever so slightly. If it was 16mm, it may be too small for most people, but I think as far as a dress watch goes, this on these dimensions is going to suit a lot of people. So there you have it, guys and girls. That is this week's drop. Again, as every drop, there were more watches, but they have already sold. So make sure you follow in on Instagram if you want to get first dibs on stuff. It's the best way to do it. But these are available as of the time of recording this video. It's Wednesday, so by Saturday, you never know, a couple more may have gone. So I do apologize if you're watching this and you wanted a specific watch and it's no longer here. My apologies, but do get in touch. If you have a specific watch that you know you want and you have the money ready to buy, we can can source it for you. It is important that you know you want this watch. You've gone and tried it on. You know it's the one you want. You just want to get one. And you've got the money ready to buy, because when we go and source, we contact our people in the trade or people we know, and they come back to us with a price. We give you a price, and it's usually a very quick process of you paying me paying them, you getting the watch. Super simple, and we only use trusted sources and dealers we know and trust here in the UK. To make it all efficient, and we always get the watch to come through us first before going on to you, so we check it over because we want to back it ourselves with our own warranty as well. So hopefully that's pretty simple and we can get you the watch you want. But there you have it, guys and girls. That is this week's episode. Thank you very much for watching. Keep safe out there as we open up. Things are becoming a bit more normal, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you guys and girls at different events coming up in the next few months. But we'll see you all soon. Take care.